Okay, welcome to the Power 30. It is February 3rd, and you guys are in for an absolute treat. I've got two of my top leaders that are going to be just sharing with you guys some of the best tips and tricks. And the great thing about Power 30s is you can see how much you can get done in literally 30 minutes. So I'm gonna have Stacy's gonna share a little bit about how to create like an engagement post. Again, at the beginning of the week, you want to be creating like a post where people will engage with that post. So then you have a lot of people to follow up throughout the week. So this week is Energize. So I'm going to just pass it over to Stacy, and then Cinderella is going to do the messaging portion of it. So we'll take a few minutes with Stacy, and then we'll kick it over to Cinderella. So Stacy, you just take it away and tell us what we need to do.
All right, let me get my screen share here. Uh, Share. So what I'm gonna share with you guys, okay, you are screen sharing, okay, is I'm gonna do three engagement posts, super, super easy, like the question ones, where it's like, how many energy drinks do you drink a day? Or I have three different ones that I really like. Of course, you guys can tweak them. So I'm gonna share those, and so we can take a few minutes, post that, and then I want to share, if you want to mix it up a little bit, because as you know, our focus this week is energized. Then I have more of like a little bit longer posts, not just an engagement question, but of course, still like a call to action at the end. So let me go in here. All right. So can you all see that? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are the three that I kind of came up with. Feel free to use them, tweak them, whatever you want. This is super, super easy. So again, now, Bree, should we post it in the thing or is this just easy to type up? Like, should we copy and paste it in the comments? What do you
Yeah,
usually
I
like to
think
do?
we each three of us, like you, me, and Cinderella, why don't you do the first one, I can do the
Okay.
second one, and she can type up the third and just drop it in the
Okay,
chat.
so right. Okay, so the goal behind this is like to kind of weed out those people that maybe you haven't talked to before. They might interact and you're like, whoa, I didn't realize so and so drank energy drinks. So we want to, see if we can gather some engagement and some, participation from people that you're like, whoa, okay, you're drinking energy drinks. They probably know that they shouldn't be. And then we can sort of start a conversation and a new connection. So I like this one. Would you rather have energy drinks that make you feel invincible for an hour or one that gives you steady energy all day? Next one, energy drinks or coffee. What's your pick for a quick boost? What's your go-to energy drink and why? So just super simple. You guys can use these. You can come up with your own. Of course, Chat GPT is my best friend. So it's just all about getting the engagement out there. So if you want to take a couple minutes, post this on your Facebook, Instagram, and I'll go ahead and copy the first one in the comments for you guys. Oh, I got to go back in here and do this.
I did it for you. I
Oh,
I did the first one for you.
oh,
So
okay, perfect.
yeah, so don't overthink this. Just go ahead, like Stacy said, just post one of these questions, and this is gonna kind of get people engaging with you about energy, around this. So go ahead and do that. We'll take, what do you think, like 5 minutes to
Yeah.
post one of these, and then we'll come right back.
All right, you guys think, I'm sure everyone's done, correct? Um, okay, so the other thing I wanted to point out, Bree wanted me to make sure you guys knew, of course, with the content calendar, Energize obviously being the focus this week, there's always post ideas and boards, of course. And if I kind of like to use them just as a framework, and then I kind of do my own thing. And of course, ChatGPT is a big help. So I just wanted to share three that I came up with. Feel free to use them as you wish, shorten them, tweak them, whatever you want. And I apologize, this one might be a little hard. I don't know why the font's not black, but can y'all see that one? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So what I did was I actually literally wanted to target three different people. This one is for the busy moms trying to juggle it all and still have some left to then take at the end of the day. The second one was full-time working parents, because remember, it's not all just about moms and women. We want to have the men in there too. And then the third one was energy drinkers. So those energy drinkers out there that reach for Monster, Red Bull, all that other yeah. So so you can see these. I'll read it really quick, and then we can move on to Cinderella's part. But this one for the busy mom trying to do it all. Mom brain is real, but what if you could shake off the mental fog, actually feel like you again? Between morning routines, school drop-offs, work, meals, bedtime stories, exhaustion becomes your normal. I mean, you guys can see it, but I love this because to me, this like totally speaks to me. And if you're one of those people that whatever your I help statement is, if it's a mom, I this will like get their attention. Energize is more than just a quick pick me up, and it gives a couple little benefits: no sugar, no jitters, just clean. And then of course a question at the end: who else feels like they need energy? Drop, comment, whatever. You can change that. You can do whatever you want. um, so that's the first one. Oh, there's my girls, sorry. Oh, now I need to get back. There it is. Okay. So this one I love for the full-time working parent struggling through the day. You know the struggle of mid-morning, and then by 3 p.m. you're on coffee number two, fighting to stay awake. And then by dinner time, you're running on fumes. That I love. That like just that first paragraph right there would totally catch my attention. Um, what if you could ditch the burnout cycle? Again, it gives a little blurb about energized, the no sugar spikes, no artificial junk, no afternoon crash, just balanced, steady energy, and then a call to action question at the end. That's the second one. And then third one, energy drink lovers. So again, there's a better option out there. Read that label on your energy drink. Artificial sweeteners, dyes, chemicals, synthetic caffeine overload. Your body deserves better. Again, just pointing out the benefits of Energize versus reaching for that Monster or Red Bull. So these are just a couple ideas I came up with. So you guys feel free to use those. And like those could be like later throughout the week if you want to throw in an extra post, then you have some more ideas.
Yeah, I love that. And so just to be clear, the cool thing is you guys that if you create posts around, our thing for the week, our product for the week, like on Monday you could do like what we're doing and then answer the question later on, right? In the week you could schedule one of these posts from the boards app or create your own. You always want to use a picture of you though, because that will versus a stock image is just a pro tip. But Stacy, this is fabulous. I'm gonna schedule one of these posts, and we just want to encourage you guys with that. So Cinderella, just share with us. You've been starting a lot of conversations. Remember, two wings of the plane: content and then conversation. So you see, we're just always doing that over and over and over. We're teaching you how to engage with your content on social media, but you also need to be having conversations. Cinderella has done a fabulous job of sending birthday messages. So can you just kind of share with us what we're going to do today and just, things that you've learned through sending the birthday messages?
And obviously, this is just one cog of the wheel, right? There's all different kinds of avenues that we're going, but this is one that we can hit easily during a Power 30. At the beginning of the month, and I do it later too, but I try to this is where I do my messages that are like, girl, take the whole month. right? And then I also asked them, the one that Bree says, I've been copying yours, Bree, where I'm like, what year is this for you? It's your birthday this month. Take the whole month, treat yourself. What year is this for you? That has been, Bree, you're right. I mean, it has been creating a ton of conversations. But you know how on Facebook you can go in and then you can just type in birthday and then it'll bring up the whole list of birthdays for you. And then you can direct message. And if you scroll down further, you can send to the ones that are coming ahead. And I always indicate that I know their one is ahead because if I just say happy birthday, they're like, girl, my birthday's not till next week. I'm like, I know. I was just it's what I always say, you got a birthday coming up, take the whole month, girl. It's February. This is such a tiring time of year. Like you can add something like that in there, being that we're really focusing on energized. And so I think that for right now, like let's just take a minute, go in, happy birthday. How are you doing? It'll take this whole year or a whole month for you to celebrate yourself, do what you need to do to boost your energy. What year is this for you? Type of message, and then wait for the comebacks. But if we want to go through and just go to your Facebook, blanket those out to your folks. Want to take a couple minutes and do that. And then I'll show a couple screenshots of people that I've had conversations with.
I love that. And we'll drop in the chat, maybe your message and I can drop
Oh, yeah.
mine. Does that sound like a plan?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so
Muted as-
send at least 3 to 5 birthday messages right now. And Renee needs to take a picture of her and that sweet grandbaby and say, "Look, you can work and hold an adorable grandbaby."
Another thing I do when you run out of birthday messages, this is just one I had, is that I go through my friend list and people that I've recently friended, I send them a message. The one I just sent here, but we ended up talking forever, was just like, so fun being connected with you now. I would love to get you. We have 23 people in common. Some people have like 100 people in common, and I'd never friended them before. And so then I'll friend them and then I'll look at their page first and figure out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you went with Brittany. Like I was at her cookie party. We ended up having this long conversation. I never like technically met her, but we had a long conversation with that. I just happened to see that in my I know, I'm a little nervous. I was just messaging someone and it came up with who they work for. She says she's the chief chickadee at a restaurant called Chubby Chickadee. I had so many questions.
Is anybody else's Facebook being wacky or is it just mine?
Mine's acting normal.
I like when I go in to see the birthdays and I can't get out of the message. I have to keep closing it out. So it's probably my phone.
Mine
That's
just did that
annoying.
too. Mine just did that too, but now it's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Okay.
weird.
So it is Facebook. It's Messenger then because I couldn't get out of the message. I'm like,
Yeah,
next.
I know. That's what I said. I was like, what the heck?
And I don't know about you guys, but I do because I miss them once in a while. I'll do belated too. Like even if it's like 2 or 3 days ago, I do belated. That's what I'm doing right now because I only had like 3 or 4 today, and then I go back and do same exact message. I just say happy belated.
Okay, how many minutes has it been? I don't even know.
I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
It's going to share these two conversations that I had that Bree, you helped me with some of this language. Bree is great. I will screenshot something, and if it's somebody I don't know quite how to answer or just whatever, I send a screenshot to her like, okay, now what do I say? And so she sent it back to me. So this first one, I was like, happy birthday, wishing you a wonderful start to your day. What year is this for you? She said, thank you. What's on your bucket list? She said, I'm just trying to stay ahead of everything. Everybody, right? I hear you, sister. I've been on a whole wellness journey. One of my biggest hurdles is to make sure it's okay, to make myself as a priority. And then we kind of chatted from there. I mean, she hasn't bought yet, but we've got the conversation going, right? And I think that was kind of a fun lead in and got to know her a little bit. I'm enjoying talking to this lady. This other one, again, I sent the happy birthday message. This kid will be 27. I'm like, you're a child, but okay. So I was like, oh, to be in my 20s. And he talked about having lots of growth in his business, more travel. This kid is a real estate agent. I sent it to Bree. I'm like, what do I say? And this was so great, Bree. Like, I love your goals of growing. I'm a business leader myself, passionate about supporting and encouraging our next generation. I think you said supporting women. This would
Mhm.
happen to be a guy, and so I changed that up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You didn't know that when I messaged you.
No.
You know, encouraging our next generation to chase their dreams. I think that's really cool. You know, are you open? Do you keep your options open for extra income? I know real estate's your focus, but if you could add another second income, would that be interesting to you? So he responded back and was like, oh gosh, my plate's really full. I also own and run a spin cycle studio or something. So he has his own little, and I was like, well, that's even more interesting. Tell me about it. And so now we're kind of talking about his little spin studio that he owns too. These kids that do 8,000 things. But so it was just interesting. It's a fun way to meet these people. You know, they're not going to buy the first time around Sunday, but sometimes they do. And it at least gets that conversation going with more and more people. I've been enjoying it. My DMs are full right now because of these conversations that are happening. So be sure you're responding to everybody when they like it and when they thank you. Follow up, keep that conversation going.
I love that. Well, I love because, you know, they say it takes 7 or 8 touches, right? To, you know, and I forget that and I just get discouraged after the first person, you know, that nobody does buy. So what's your best piece of advice as we close on, you know, because you've added so many, you know, affiliates, you know, what would you say is your biggest secret to adding affiliates through conversations, you know?
I mean, to be fair, I personally haven't added another affiliate in a few weeks, it seems like. But my team has, and like they have been, and so I've been talking a lot to them, and they put me in 3-way conversations, and we talk to different people. It's, I mean, it's just having the conversations and talking to them. We've been adding a lot of, my team is adding a lot of people in the medical industry that are like physical therapists and wellness coaches and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, let me bring this person into the conversation. Like they're doing this in their clinic. Like, do you want to, what do you think about that? And then we start talking about it. And so those have been really powerful to bring in another person that's already working the business. We have a doctor on our team. And so we bring her into a lot of conversations, and it's like me and her and another affiliate, and she doesn't care who she'll talk to, right? She'll talk to anyone. And so we bring her into a lot of them. And so it's not being afraid to kind of lean on other experts in your field and other people around you. You know, what comes around goes around, right? Like people are willing to share. And that has been successful really with my team, kind of working through that.
I love that. So you're just really challenging your team because I know there are people on here, you know, maybe they don't have their first affiliate. Maybe they do have affiliates, but they're not duplicating. And I think what you're saying is the key to duplication is getting people to that 3-way message because it really confirms to people that it's not just that one person, is what I
A
hear you
lot
saying.
of, it legitimizes it a ton. Yeah. I think it adds a ton of legitimacy to it and to what you're doing. We try to do, I host a coffee, like I try to do it twice a month. It's been a little iffy lately because of my foot surgery, but try to do that. And whoever local affiliates are, like I invite them and then they'll bring a guest and we sit and talk forever. And then I'm like, hey, who else do you know? You know? And so then we picked up 2 or 3 people like that for other people on their team, which is, you know, fun for them. And then it's like, okay, we haven't ordered yet. I run into that sometimes with the joy and they get excited, but then they're excited to share it. But that's so key to make sure that they are on the products. You know, like we share all these different things, which I love these new resources that we have in the websites that Andrea just loves. I mean, all those things are amazing in our, but I think that the first thing someone needs to do is like, you need to take the products and talk about the products and then learn all these other things. But if they're not willing to take the products and talk about the products, it's like, so trying to zero down to those basics too.
Would you mind sharing that message that you had sent with him?
With
The
the,
language?
is it with the
Yeah,
doctor,
I
with
like
the
about
provider?
the out of curiosity, do you keep your options open? Well, I was like, I've heard that before, but I've never used it. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. Hang on.
Well, in closing, I really appreciate, you know, Stacey and Cinderella, you guys taking the time. But I also want to say if you're here on this time or you're watching the replay, you know what? You should be proud of yourself, okay? That you're showing up, that you're working your business. A lot of times we all know this, but it's planting seeds right now. You will reap those in 90 days. You have to keep that in mind. You have to remind your affiliates. I mean, Dawn, one of my new affiliates, said, she's like, Bree, I know that what I'm doing right now, I'll see the fruit of that in 90 days. And I was like, that is so good, Dawn. Like, thanks for reminding me that. Like, I need to be reminded of that. So just keep on reminding your people of that. As many people you can get in doing a power 30 with like this, getting people in activity, you guys, just meeting with one person. Like, I love what Cinderella does is getting together with a few of her affiliates at a coffee shop. You can get together with them on Zoom, but just getting people in activity, because I see a lot of you guys have affiliates on here. That's the only reason why. So just, if you're doing amazing, but you're not teaching people how to do what you're doing, you are missing the biggest step in duplication. Okay. So, like, if your sales, you're doing amazing, you're at 4,000 in sales, but you don't have anybody else that's coming along with you, that's when you need to be like, I need to slow down and I need to help at least bring one person along. So, anyways, love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll be back next Tuesday. But remember, on Thursday's another Power 30. Next Tuesday, remember we switch Monday and Tuesday. But thank you, Stacey and Cinderella. I'm excited about some of these conversations that I've started, and I'm definitely going to go back to some of the people that, I mean, not that many people have liked or commented on mine yet, but you know what? That's okay. Like, I have a lot of posts that people don't comment on, but then I do have posts that they do. So
That's
that's,
why you have to be consistent, right?
yes, you
Yep.
just have to
They're watching.
keep on doing it. That's right. That's what Dawn said to me last night. I was watching you for months, or,
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Happy Monday.
Bye.